It's my delight to welcome to Worship at Wilshire today for this interview my partner at the Baptist House of Studies at Perkins School of Theology, the director of the Baptist House, the Reverend Dr. Jaime Clark-Soles. Jaime, so good to have you with us.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Well, you wear many hats. You do that, but you also are a professor of New Testament there, and you are a member of what we like to call a sister church in that Royal Lane Baptist Church here in Dallas. And so it's a delightful partnership that we've had. But I think I really want to introduce people at Wilshire to the new and interesting partnership we have together at the Baptist House at Perkins. Now, first of all, where is this Baptist House at Perkins, and what does it do?
Yeah, great question. That's the first question everyone always asks. So there is no actual physical house. The Baptist House of Studies is actually a spiritual home for Baptist students and also students from other free church traditions. So yeah, it's a spiritual home, not a physical one.
And it's probably important to say that, there are other Baptist seminaries that Wilshire has been related to through the years. Many years ago, I attended Southwestern Seminary, which is a Southern Baptist seminary, and we've supported other Baptist seminaries like Truett Seminary in Waco at Baylor and Logston Theological Seminary at Hardin-Simmons, which is no longer in effect. But now we have started this Baptist house at a Methodist school to train Baptist ministers and others, as you say, in the free church tradition. What do you see as an advantage of being able to have our kind of ministers trained in a Methodist school in this kind of an environment?
So yes, it's a great question. So there are a number of answers to it. I know we're limited on time, so I will break it down to these. The first advantage that I see for Baptists studying here, one, you come to understand a wider vision of the Christian community and where we fit in it. And that's a beautiful thing because as you keep using the word partnership as opposed to competition is the way forward. Right. So as Baptists here, first you get to just learn about the bigger world we're a part of as Christians. Second, you get to actually start practicing forging those partnerships across denominations so that wherever God calls you, when you leave here, you're already in the practice and habit when you show up somewhere, looking around and asking, who are my partners for effective gospel ministry in this context? And a third thing that people don't realize until they're here and then they vocalize to me is that they start to understand more clearly what makes them distinctively Baptist.
Right.
When you're in a classroom talking about baptism, right? When you're just with Baptist all the time, it's just the air you breathe, the water you swim in. But when you're called to actually verbalize and articulate, what do Baptists think about ecclesiology, how to do church? What do they think about baptism? What is this believer's baptism? Sometimes it's for the first time that students have to articulate clearly the Baptist position and why they might find that deeply meaningful, out of all of these options.
And I think iron sharpens iron. So we have
Yes.
people from other traditions that we bump up against and we realize, well, you think that about this and that sort of thing. It's really, in our day, in a much more pluralist religious environment and where Methodists are marrying Baptists or marrying Episcopalians or marrying Catholics, and then they have babies and they come and they're in our church. And this just helps to be able to clarify our faith. And it also helps, I think, the kindred spirit that we have together, which is a beautiful thing too.
Yes.
So anyway, Wilshire has a great relationship already. I'm the lead advisor of the Baptist House, and we have several students that are members of our church. Lindsay Brule and Colin Yarborough, although he's moving his major now, but he's been part of Perkins up till now. And Jillian Mason Shannon has started. She's in San Antonio, but she's part of the Baptist House and at Perkins. And that's exciting. My own daughter who grew up at Wilshire. And then
Yes.
we have, of course, several interns on our staff, Leah Lucas and Trent Juarez, who are serving with us and are Baptists. And so this is a very exciting time for us. What would you say, as we conclude, is something you would want to offer to our Wilshire congregation about the possibilities ahead for our partnership?
Okay, great. So Wilshire, first of all, is essential to this endeavor. There would be no Baptist House without Wilshire, and you being part of the founding vision of the whole thing. Everything the Baptist House actually provides for the students, Wilshire already does, right? So we provide obviously spiritual home, spiritual formation, vocational discernment, figuring out what is the shape of the ministry God is calling you to, mentoring students through that, teaching them Baptist history and polity, Baptist theology, all the things you're already doing, right? Connecting them denominationally, professionally, so when they leave, they have church placements. So Wilshire, and right, this partnership that Wilshire models, also not across just other Christian denominations, but across other religious traditions, right? You all stand strong and proud and as a model for working with our brothers and sisters from other faiths as well. So these are all things that the Baptist House and Perkins School of Theology value highly. So Wilshire is a natural partner for us. And two of you serve on the advisory board, so not just you, but Jerry, and what Jerry does in terms of helping the students figure themselves out, who they are, what kind of pastoral leadership style they will have, right? That's, you're just there, your bread and butter. Moving forward, I can think of 4 ways for you all to help specifically. 1, pray, right? Always pray. A second, get to know about the Baptist House more so that you can speak about it in an educated fashion in helping us recruit. So having Perkins at the top of the list when people think of where's a great place for a Baptist to go to seminary. Come to Perkins. I will take care of them. I will love on them. Send them to me. Attend our public events. So, you know, we had 2 fantastic events last year with Amanda Tyler from BJC, followed by Ibu Patel with the Sheridan lectures. So attend and support those events. And then, of course, the last thing people can do is donate to the Baptist House, which helps send students to conferences. It helps with scholarships. Scholarships are crucial for allowing students, for us to recruit students and allowing them to afford seminary so that they can go out and be the next generation of leaders in our Baptist tradition. So,
well, Jamie, thank you so much. You and I could go on and on about this, but thank you for giving us a taste of it and inspiring us, and for all the great work you do there at SMU, even though it may look like you're on the Sea of Galilee right now. That's just a photograph. But thanks for all you do. We look forward to our partnership. God
yes,
bless.
likewise. Thank you, George.
Okay.